Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the UCLA versus Stanford college basketball matchup on Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024. Of course, if you like our free picks we're doing at Pick Dawgz, you'll love our premium picks. Just click on the premium picks tab, use the discount code PICK to get 15% off. We also have Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays meant for people who make big bets. If that's you, go ahead and text the number you see on the screen. They're not available on the website, but let's get to this one. UCLA taking on Stanford, Pac-12 competition. Of course, it is the last year of the Pac-12, and Stanford headed to the ACC. UCLA headed to the Big Ten, and the Bruins just 6-7 coming into this game. Stanford 6-6, and both these teams have certainly had their shares of ups and downs this season. We saw UCLA coming off of that road trip where they played Oregon and Oregon State. They managed to beat Oregon State in a game they were trailing at halftime and covered the spread barely by half a point. And then the game against Oregon, they fought the good fight. They were outside the number for a little while in the second half, but managed to make it super competitive in the end. And playing, of course, at Oregon is a very tough building. But at the end of the day, we look at this Bruins team, and they have lost 5 of their last 6 games. Most of them against pretty stiff competition, but there is that game against Cal State Northridge where they were 17.5-point favorites and let that one get away. Also, the game against Maryland, I know a lot of people were loaded up on UCLA in that game and took it on the chin. Speaking of taking it on the chin, Stanford coming off of a massive win against Arizona, lighting it up from beyond the 3-point arc against the Wildcats. That was on the heels of a loss to Arizona State that they were a favorite in that game, and also a bad loss against San Diego State. Not bad because San Diego State's a bad team, but they absolutely got beaten up in that game, losing by 14 points in a game that really wasn't very close at all. You know, we've seen Stanford have a lot of these step-up games. That game against Arkansas, the double overtime game in the tournament, showed that, you know, Stanford certainly has the stuff to play with the athletic teams, and, you know, that's why maybe the game against Arizona was a little less surprising, even though to me it was actually very, very surprising. UCLA certainly doesn't have the star power that they've had in recent years, but they still can play some serious defense. 35th best in the nation in shooting percentage against Stanford, 38th best in shooting percentage. And, you know, when it comes to hitting those threes, they shoot them at 37.8%. So, you know, one of the best in the nation at that. When we look at the UCLA offense, really not very good. The Stanford defense, really not very good either, but I would say a slight edge to the Stanford D. I think a lot of people will look at this game and they'll say, well, Stanford's coming off the massive upset and now going on the road at Pauley Pavilion, a much tougher spot, and maybe even find some value here on the UCLA team, which is a very, very public team to begin with. I think this game is a little bit more of a toss-up, and I think depending on where we can get the line, I think, you know, for me, I just think that, you know, I think that you still got to go with UCLA and, you know, hold on for dear life. I'm not a play I'm rushing to the window to bet, that's for sure. But I'll take UCLA. I'll lay the points, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. They're 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.